about 2 years now of us envisioning this dream of moving out to a more rural area, quiet living, build ourselves a nice home, creating a homestead of a self-sustainable life for us and our family. And this spring, now we finally have a chance to try to really start putting that together. All right, everybody, real quick before we get into the video, I want you guys to comment below what our next animal we need for our homestead is. We have our chickens already, so now we're deciding between pigs, rabbits, or cows. Comment below, tell us why you think we should get that one, and we appreciate you guys, and we love hearing from you all the time, so let us know. How's it going, friends? Welcome back to Acres of Adventure. My name's Tom.
I'm Chelsea.
I'm Theo. And we're coming to... What was wrong with that?
No, I was laughing at him. He's cute.
You cute?
He was just smiling at you.
You cute?
We are approaching spring. We are officially in spring, but for Michigan, it takes a while till we actually get the spring weather. So we're going to talk about all of our future spring projects and summer projects that we have planned here, because that is our busy time.
Yes, and we've been, well, we as in Chelsea has been planning a lot of this for years, but now that we're officially moved out, have the land to do it, we get to hopefully put some of it in action here in our first spring here in our homestead journey.
I have a long list, and he keeps, nah, not yet, nah.
Not yet, not yet, not yet. And then I do it when she's not ready, and I'm the one that makes the decision.
Yeah, like those chicks.
And the chickens.
The very first thing we need to do for springtime is get our garden area prepped and ready to go. So what that means is we are going to be transforming this whole area right now that we have for the kids, and we're going to be putting it on this side of the property, back that way, that side. And so this area is going to be our garden beds. We are still undecided if we are going to do raised garden beds because of the cost of lumber is so high right now. We're looking into getting creative and making raised beds out of cheaper materials and maybe some DIY projects. So that is still undecided, but if we are doing a raised garden, we're probably going to have about 4 different beds here, and it will be along this fence line is what I am envisioning. So we need to get a move on that because our ground does feel pretty soft, and so I think it is workable. We just need to get that going before our seeds are ready to come on out because they are growing as well. Aren't they? And then our original plan for the garden was to have it in this corner right here. But that is pretty thick with these like prickly bushes. It wasn't as easy to clear as we had hoped, and it's just very time consuming. And since we have so many other things we want to do this spring, we are going to just maybe try to clear as much as we can, but not put so much pressure on ourselves. That will probably go into the summer as well. Gain a little bit more acreage that way. I have someone stalking me here with a chicken. What are you doing?
Did you mention how these guys right here are going to be the ones that are helping the garden?
No, I didn't mention that.
Yeah, your poop.
Yes, we hope to use their poop as fertilizer, compost it down.
Oh wait, hold on. Stop. We didn't introduce her. This is Sunny. Sunny's our Americana.
These are so interesting because they don't have any of that red stuff.
And then they have the poofy cheeks.
You get some big cheeks. That fits in with this family. We do plan on having the chickens near the garden. That way we can easily access their poop and put it into the garden for compost, fertilizer. We hope to be able to push this fence back as far as possible about whatever we get cleared, and then eventually have our whole garden area over here. This side of our property gets awesome sunlight during the day, so that is why we would really like to have it here. And we're just trying to figure out how to maximize the most for our land. We have about 2.5 acres, but really only about 1 acre that isn't wooded, and so we have to get creative with how can we create a homestead with our size property.
So I know that Chelsea was just talking to you guys about the garden, which we're going to plan to kind of put next to the chicken coop along the side of the house over here. Our goal is to have the two next to each other because we want them to coexist. When you're starting a homestead, what you need to do is find a way for things to coexist and to communicate with each other. And what we're going to do, hopefully, is by putting these chickens in the chicken coop closer to the garden, it'll help that soil around the garden, along with us having an easy time by pulling weeds out of the garden, throwing them to the chickens, getting the chicken compost, putting it in the garden, and it makes those two things work together. And that's what our plan will be. Oh guys, this little thing It's done its job, but I cannot wait to not have to see this anymore. So really getting rid of this thing and getting rid of the eyesore, all the extra work that we have to keep putting band-aids on it to make it work. In 3 weeks, say sayonara. It'll finally be gone. We'll be super excited about it. Like I said, the chickens, they've been doing just fine in it. It's kept them, they're protected, they're able to stay warm inside there. It's just like, I feel like now about every week there's some kind of problem going on with it that we're just fixing up real quick because we know that we'll be getting a new one anyways. You excited? We're gonna get you a new coop. She's super excited. All right, let's put her down. I don't think she wants to do that anymore. On top of our chicken coop and garden, which are definitely the two main things that we know for sure that is happening. We are going to be doing those things here in the next few weeks. Really opening up our backyard and trying to start that homestead, and the reason why we moved out here. One of the next things that's been on our list.
What's that?
Oh, not doing it right now. You know, gotta, Chelsea here's next thing, or maybe, and her ears perk up.
Very good.
We've just been considering about talking about what animals next for us. So we all have this big discussion on here, and as a family, as we've been discussing about what animal we're gonna want for our homestead, Chelsea put a little poll out there for you guys if you haven't seen it on YouTube, and it said, should we get pigs, rabbits, or goats? So right now, if you guys comment below what you think is either the best thing convenient-wise or efficient-wise, or what animal makes sense for us to get next. If one of those three things cost a lot though, make sure to comment that below so that we know that before getting into it and just jumping into them.
Okay. Whatever's the next easiest thing after chickens. I think we're ready for that.
Yes. Although me and Chelsea were on the same page at one point, kind of leaning towards goats. I think I've been more on team pig lately as I've been thinking about it.
Yeah, I think so too. See,
oh, what do you mean you think so too?
Well, here's the thing. We already have our milk sourced at a local farm about an hour away. So while it is inconvenient that it's an hour away, it's pretty nice that we know it's fresh, we know it's local. And so I feel like that's kind of already taken care of for us. But we could use the pork, we could use the pigs, and they could help clear our forest area back there. So I feel like I am kind of on team pig because it just seems like that makes the most sense.
Well, I did not know that. I guess that just kind of all came to her head as I said it because she knows that I'm always right.
No, that's not at all. I definitely think goats are cuter and we might have more fun with them. But realistically, I don't think it's realistic that we want to be milking right now like once a day or even twice a day.
No, that's what I was thinking too. And then I wasn't listening to everything you said, so you might have just said this. I was zoning. I was playing
a lot lately. Oh,
I was playing with Theo. No, I was playing with Theo. We have a lot of wooded area back here.
Yeah, I said that.
No, you didn't. So I'm going to show you the wooded area. She didn't say it. She could tell you all you wants that she said it, but I'm going to show it to you. It's better to see it than to hear it, right? We have a ton of wooded area. Here, hold on. So we have a lot of woods. I'm going to show you guys here real quick. And I think it'd be really cool to have pigs back there, fence off a big area for them, have them clear a lot of that shrubs and the plants and all those stuff that we can't really get to ourselves. And it would help them. It would help us. So it's like a win-win situation. It helps the pigs. It'll start clearing out that woods for us. And if Chelsea just said that, I'm sorry. It sounds better coming out of my mouth, correct? But that is on a small agenda. It's not. Uh-oh. What happened? Are you cold?
I'm gonna go.
So, like I said, pigs aren't anything like that. So for sure, we're gonna do it. We definitely would like to add another animal here and figure that out for us. But that's something that will take some time, research, and looking into before we just jump into it.
We just jump into it and figure it out.
We do like doing that. We are big.
That's my motto.
We are big jumper intos, and yeah, we make it work. It sometimes doesn't seem like it makes it work, but we make it work. Ah, yeah, just like when we had you, a third baby. We made it work. Yeah. So the chickens, the garden, along with just kind of maybe like building a shed, another shed possibly for all of our backyard stuff so that we have all more equipment. Ooh, I forgot something. I'm gonna go make it over to Chelsea real quick. 1, 2, 3.
What's up?
We forgot something. Something that you've been talking about a little bit lately.
That I've been wanting to do?
Yep.
Composting?
No. What, you want to just talk about poop?
Just
Jeez,
we
you weirdo.
We want to learn how to compost.
No, well, yeah, we do want to that. Yep, but not poop. What's something that you wanted to do?
Get a rooster?
A system. Well, we want a rooster, but
Hatching?
a system.
Wait.
Oh, the little. Oh,
A
do you guys have one of
rainwater-
those? Do you have a little?
Okay, we're not giving that.
Yes, we are.
A rainwater collection system. We want to get
That is something that we have. I'm sure Chelsea's looked into seeing what we could do.
lots of things.
I haven't looked into it. Not at all.
Of course not, because it's something that I want. So we have 2 reasons why we want this. One, for a garden, because our garden's in our backyard and we do not have a hose hookup in our backyard whatsoever. No water supply. So it'd be really nice to have some type of water supply for our garden and our chickens. Number 2 is for emergency. If we ever needed extra water, we could purify it, we could filter it, and that would be a great way to make sure that we do have water on hand. So we are looking into getting some type of rainwater collection, whether it be a DIY system or just barrels that we buy. I think I've seen them, they range around $100, so we just have to decide how many different ones we want, if we want them, 2 in our house and a few on our sheds or what. So we just have some figuring out of what to do. Obviously, as you've heard, he hasn't looked into it at all, so it's still in the works.
That doesn't mean it's not going to get done. As soon as I decide to look into something, Chelsea can vouch for this sometimes, I start obsessively looking into it.
Yeah.
So I just haven't looked into it yet because I didn't think realistically we're catching any rainwater just yet.
But for Michigan, the heaviest rainfall is in June, so it needs to...
And it's March.
I know.
April, May, that's 2 months.
Time moves fast.
We'll get it done. So you can see we have a lot of plans that we need to get done here in this backyard. But although it looks like there hasn't been much done and there's just stuff that is still all over, some stuff that we'll have to actually get all cleaned up. Does anyone else have this problem? You start doing some projects, getting some scrap pieces of stuff, and then it just starts building up. This is I shouldn't say our, I'll admit it, this is my scrap pile, and I need to get that cleaned up so that's all better. Come hang out with us. You don't need to go inside. When we first moved in here, there was this little small, just lattice fence in for the dogs. And with having a great Pyrenees, it was probably like a 6 foot by 6 foot square. He's almost 6 foot long as it is. We ripped that out. We put stakes in the ground for the dogs so they had longer leashes at the time. And then I finally was able to kind of just put this kind of wire fencing in. And I just did that with T-post and these clips. And I really just did that throughout the whole entire, about 1 acre, maybe a little under 1 acre here for our backyard. And it has held up. It's not the strongest fence in the world. So if you have dogs that really, really, really will jump up and push up on a fence, over time, it could probably weaken it. Honestly, it really hasn't. I mean, they've been doing really good. We have a great Pyrenees who are known to escape, and he's done amazing with it. So I did a video, if you guys want to go back and watch that, about how to put that fencing in. So if that's something that you want to do for your yard, go ahead, you can watch that video. All right, that'll be our big plans here for the backyard. How much of it will we get done? What it'll end up look like? We don't know.
Good thing is we have you guys to keep us accountable, so it kind of motivates us a little bit to get moving, which is what he needs.
I knew that was coming. I knew it. All right. So before she can come up with any more ideas for this video, let's try to get that creative brain of hers turned off so we don't have to hear any more ideas. Yeah, Theo, right?
Yeah.
You fall down? All right, we gotta go. Craziness is starting to happen. We'll see you guys in the next vlog.
See you next time.
Dada. Was that a fake cry to a smile? You just wanted to be on the vlog? Okay.
Wanna go take a bath?
See you guys. Yeah. Milo, did you get a tissue paper? Where'd you get tissue paper from? Bailey, you got a stick?